Yes, one last episode. I gotta get at least a couple movies off my chest I watched this year. Well, the first one being, I'm just gonna get something. I watched a couple creature features that I just talked about some already, but I'm gonna get a couple off my chest anyways. So, one of them I really wanted to talk about this year that I watched this year for the first time was Birdemic, and it was just a bad. They call it kind of a remake to The Birds, but it was really bad. It was awful. It's about basically killer birds, and it's just awful. Bad dialogue, bad cinematography, bad everything. But it was it had a I don't know. I don't know if it was charm or oh, it was a bad movie, bad movie. And the birds that they featured in the movie were CG. I don't know if you'd call them CGI. They were like Windows screensaver birds, and they were awful. It's like they looked oddly out of place. How they did. Because for the birds, for some scenes in that movie, they had animated birds in one scene. you know, and it looked awful. I mean, in this movie, in Birdemic, even though the birds look kind of silly too, but I mean, in the Birdemic, it was just awful. Because I mean, in one scene, one hilarious scene, you got a guy who's like trying to attack the birds with a wire hanger. It's like, what? Uh, I don't know. A lot of Mommy Dearest jokes came to mind, but it's like that was bad. Oh, yeah, that was an interesting movie. Because a lot of the time I'm going like, why am I watching this? And then something stupid would happen. The movie just made no sense. Just one random thing after another, and yeah, it's just weird. And I also watched Anaconda for the first time this year, and that was a fun movie and very. It was an interesting movie. uh, yeah, it was an interesting movie. I liked it. It kind of creeped my mom out and gave her nightmares apparently. But uh, I'm used to this kind of stuff, and it was ridiculous. It looked ridiculous to me. The snake for the most part was like CGI. Because the anaconda. If you're unfamiliar with anacondas, or the movie, it's about a big giant snake that kills a lot of people, and it was an interesting movie. Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting in the way that you don't see John Voight getting regurgitated a lot in movies. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, it's spoiler, kind of a spoiler. I mean, it is a spoiler. I'm sorry, but his character dies. Gets killed, gets eaten in this movie, and regurgitated. He's eaten whole. Because the anaconda eats its prey whole, and it's ugh. And for some reason, it eats John Voight and spits him out, and John Voight winks at J-Lo or something. It's like, oh god. Yeah, this movie is kind of known for being, Jennifer Lopez film. I mean, I haven't seen the sequels, but I've heard that they each feature, a rapper of some sort. Because this one featured, what was his name? Ice Cube, I think. I think it was him. Because oh yeah, he says, oh god, he has a line in this movie where he's like, who knew snakes could get that big, or I don't know. He says something stupid like that. Something about snakes getting that big, or I don't remember. I don't remember, but yeah, it was an interesting movie. Oh, those were the two big ones I really wanted to talk about, or at least Birdemic. I really had to talk about Birdemic because that had to be on my list. That was an interesting movie. And for next year, I'm probably going to be watching a lot of the same kind of stuff. These are the kinds of movies I like to talk about. B-rated, low budget, fairly known actors or well-known actors who are have gone on to better movies than this type of movie. I like those kinds of movies. Those are the kinds I look forward to watching in the coming year. And a friend also suggested I do a new do a spin-off with maybe musicals or something, but I don't know. I'm really thinking about doing that, or at least maybe doing an episode where I revisit a couple movies that are, would be a perfect fit for this episode, but would maybe also fit that kind of show. But I don't know yet. It's an idea I might be kicking around because there are definitely a couple movies I would love to revisit for this show that fall, in the musical category and also the B movie category, which would be Rockula and The Apple. And actually, I haven't seen The Apple all the way through, so that I mean, I've seen like parts of it. I don't know. I would like to finish that movie actually. I've seen most of it. I've definitely seen all of Rockula. I mean, I haven't seen it uncut. I've only seen it on TV. I don't know if it differs that much, but it was because that was a fun movie. So I may revisit some of those for that kind of thing. I don't know yet. I just I would like to do maybe a spin-off or two. Maybe just one other one. I don't know. Because right now I like talking about B movies and bad movies, trashy movies. And I did get a couple suggestions recently, but I really don't know about them because the one I know about is a sequel of some sort. Somebody suggested what was it? Uh, what Amazon Women on the Moon, which apparently was a sequel to Kentucky Fried the Kentucky Fried Movie or whatever. I mean, I know that was just like a hodgepodge of skits or something, but I mean, I'd kind of like to see that one first because I've heard that's really a crazy, crazy movie. So I might check that one out anyways. I don't know about Amazon Women on the Moon. I don't know. And then somebody also suggested what Joe versus Volcano. I'm not sure, but I mean, and somebody's I don't know. I don't know about doing Joe versus the Volcano. That's maybe a cult film, but I don't know. It's not the kind of thing That's not the type of movie I'm looking for. But I mean, I appreciate the suggestions. I'm just not sure of some of the suggestions at this time. So, I would like more obscure movies, or I mean, slightly obscure. If it can be found on Netflix or is easily attainable somehow, I'll take a look at them. You know, a lot of my friends, a lot of my friends that know my taste, have given me some pretty good suggestions so far, and I've, followed through on a lot of those. And there's still some I'd like to check out and, review on my show. So we'll see what happens to next year. I look forward to doing more of these videos, and I'm just kind of rambling today. I'm sorry. I just had to get those two movies out of the way, and so yeah, and there were some other ones, but they just I don't know. They don't totally fit what I'm trying to do on here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So until next time.